Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller prospecting, and welcome to another Tuesday night Gold Panning Fever, an hour early edition. Let me catch up on chat. Not too many people here because, like I said, this is the early edition. We're starting an hour early this week. Charles King, thank you for being here. Wrenches, Repairs, and Prospecting, how's it going, brother? Mentally Corrupted, how's it going? Donna, how are you? Thank you for being here early and being a mod. I appreciate it so much. Richard B, how's it going? HD Chevrolet, thank you for being here and being a mod as well. And thank you both for everyone for being here an hour early. Yeah, this is why. We're going to blame MJ. I weighed it up. 4 pounds, 8 ounces, black sands. And I'm guessing it has a little bit of gold in it, but this is why we started an hour early, because we're going to try. I'm going to try to pan this all out in one session. Might use a magnet. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see how it pans out. You know, if it pans pretty easy, then maybe we'll be getting out of here way before. It won't take that long. Who knows? But I wanted to give myself extra time just in case. So it might just breeze through it. It might be the easiest bag of Paydirt ever. And 7 o'clock, I'll be done, and people will be showing up saying, "Where's this live stream?" But all right, let me open up chat. If I can figure out what I'm doing here. Oh, wait. What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. I might have clicked something I wasn't supposed to, but oh well, we'll figure that out in a little bit. Oh, hold on. All right, I have no idea what I'm doing. Somewhere in Ohio, thank you for being here. KC String, Daniel Bradbury, PA Patriot, how's it going? SDI Prospecting. All right. Oh no, chat looks different today for some reason. Did they change it? Did I click something? Nobody's colored. I don't know. All right. Oh well, we'll deal with it. Okay. Well, thank you, Casey, for letting me start the show, and thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Jeff McKeeben, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And everyone, thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone that's here. So I know we started an hour early, and again, it's all MJ's fault, and MJ isn't here. And MJ will probably just pop in about an hour from now saying she's driving home or something like that. But Baggage Total, how's it going? Thank you for being here. This has been sitting on my shelf forever. This and it's kind of funny. So this, I ran across. I don't watch shorts almost ever. I mean, very seldom will I ever watch a short. I usually just fast forward and skip over any part on YouTube that tries to convince me to watch shorts. And I actually happened to see one that had my name in the title, so I was like, okay, somebody has something to say about me. Let me watch it. And it was MJ making this bag of Paydirt a year ago. And I think it was over a year ago. And I had never seen the video, so I had to say it. And it reminded me that it's been tucked away on my shelf, and it's been a year. It's time to pan it out. So whatever gold was in here a year ago, I'm trying to think a year ago. This is definitely, so the gold's worth a little bit more now that I waited a year. It'll probably be like a couple pennies extra. So hopefully everyone's doing well and finding some good gold and staying warm. It's starting to get cold, starting to get nasty cold. So, and then once we start panning, I will have my mods start dropping links to the hidden video, because yet again, we're going to be taking names for a 1 gram bag of Miller Prospecting Paydirt. We got a brand new slot, 10 new names we're going to be taking in, just so somebody can swoop in at the very end after you've been waiting for 10 weeks and grab it. Ken Whalen, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Joseph Richard. Shane Prothero, how's it going, brother? Thank you for joining us. Always at work now? Yeah. Sadly, even when you're not working, life just seems so busy all the time. 68 inside the shop. That's not too bad. I don't even know what the weather is here. It was cold today. But it was raining all day yesterday. And when it rains, it brings the cold. Let me see. And the rain makes you think it's colder too. It's 45 right here. So 45 tonight. When's it dropping down? So it's going to stay in the 40s all day today and tomorrow. 40s and 50s for the next week here. So not horrible. I mean, I don't mind that. Just I think with the rain. You got your 5 gram from Yukon Alley. Yeah, and if anyone doesn't know, Yukon Alley is selling again. She is live again selling. Hopefully y'all don't buy her out of stock until after December when I get a new secret shopper in. So, if you see she's only got 1 bag left, don't snag it. Oh, there, Missouri. Yes, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of. I like rain, but I'm one of those people. I like rain when it comes. Like I will take a little bit of rain every single day if it rains for like 30 minutes every single day. But it's just been raining nonstop for a day, and that's always pain. Wrenches and repair and prospecting. Thank you very much, brother. And just in case anyone else doesn't want to read that, he's thanking everyone here because he doesn't want to say anyone's name because he's getting ready to munch. So you go eat, brother. I know I just ate a whole bunch. Well, not a whole bunch, but I ate some popcorn and some boiled eggs. Yeah, a little snack before the show because I usually eat after the show. But this is going to be a longer show, I'm thinking. So I had to eat some nibbles just to keep me going. Plus, I got my coffee. So the same as last time, the 1 gram, 3 gram, and 5 grams. So without any further ado, let's go open this up. I just want to get into this. We're going to open this up. We're going to move the camera, and we're going to start panning. And I'm just dying to see just how difficult this Paydirt's going to be. So I can blame MJ for making me go cross-eyed or needing new prescriptions because I am going tomorrow. I've got so many doctor's appointments tomorrow. I've got my dentist tomorrow. I've got 2 doctor appointments, and then I'm going to my eye doctor. So if I'm a little bit cross-eyed tomorrow and he makes me get glasses, I'm going to blame it on MJ. American Gold Prospector. Yeah, I actually need to make a note of that. Let me get a pen. Let me get a pen. I've been meaning to get some Paydirt from American Gold Prospector. Might not be till next year because we're kind of booked up for the rest of this year. Only got a month left essentially, so. Grab the magnet while it's dry. No, I actually prefer using a magnet when the material's wet. I know that's kind of like everyone is so against using a magnet. But I think I saw in her video, I think it's, here, let me see. I have my magnet. See, I bust out the big magnet just in case. And it's definitely sticking. There's a lot of magnetite in here. It's sticking to the bag, so, yeah. There's definitely a lot of magnetite in here, so. Might not take too long. You never know with Paydirt. You still haven't panned any of my Paydirts yet? You got them all on the shelf, huh? No. So, I might have, someone wanted to send me some gold to sell out of Paydirt, so I might have a Paydirt on the first, but I kind of messed up. I thought I had saved my old winter Paydirt. And I don't know. At a day of cleaning, I must have thrown it all away. So, because I wanted to do the winter Paydirt again. But I'll have to see if I can get some more. It was just really, really expensive. The white sands were really expensive, and I don't know why I threw it away, but we'll see. I might have some more Paydirt first week of December. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. We'll have to see. He has some from now to the end of December. All right. Well, I remember I don't have them on my bookmarks. That was one of the ones. There's always like a couple sellers that I see and I'm like, oh, I need to add these to my bookmarks, and then I forget. And then once you forget, you don't remember. And I remember American Gold Prospectors was one of them. He was one of the ones that I wanted to add to my bookmark list because I keep a list, and I think it's about 50 deep right now of Paydirts I still haven't reviewed yet. So we'll have to do that. I'll add him to that. I might not be able to get him, but then as soon as he's selling again, I'd rather probably get his Paydirt than Vernon's. So that's awesome, PA. That's awesome. Yeah, it's better to save them up, As I told my kids one day, I said, one of these days, I'm going to be gone. They're going to have to just dump all this stuff into a big 5-gallon bucket and just pan it all out, Or run it through a sluice or something. Because my sluice, I always have a sluice set up in there. So they could probably just run it through the sluice and get, a nice little haul out of that. So, but all right, MJ's here. Thank you, MJ, by the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate you sending me 4 pounds, 8 ounces of black sands. So I'm going to move the camera, move some stuff around, get some gloves, and we're going to start panning this beast and see how long it takes me. And hey, Meaty, how's it going? Dib Dibberson, how's it going? Anyone I miss, I apologize, but thank you very much for joining the show tonight. But all right, let's go. Let's shrink down the ugly mug. And then we're going to start panning. All right, let's move everything. Let me grab my coffee. Most important thing of all. Alrighty, where is? I don't know how much we're going to be able to use the bigger pan, but we'll see. There's no way I'm going to use a finishing pan for all this. Oh, it's too bright, too bright. There we go. No. There we go. Let me open up my app so I can keep up with chat. Donna, thank you very much, Donna. I'm always trying to sneak that in there. Just ordered your Yukon. Yeah, I love Yukon Alley's Paydirt. Thimble at a time. You must be out your mind. I'm going like, I'm dumping the whole bag in here and we're just going to power pan it just like it was a nugget hunt. Pretend like I'm at one of those speed panning championships. Pour it all in there. Can't get the bag open. We're going to cheat. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Oh, let me get rid of all these ads on my phone. All right. Alrighty. Grab the gloves. Yeah, and in case anyone can't read, go click that link. Subscribe to MJ's channel. She needs way more than 321 subscribers. So make sure you go subscribe to her channel. And anyone else in chat's channel you aren't subscribed to, make sure you go over there, be kind, subscribe. Hey, Dizzy's Prospecting SRIP 63. How's it going? So here we go. This is what we're going through. An entire pan, almost full pan of black sands. We're just gonna pan it all at once. But we're gonna do a sample pan, dump some in, see how hard it is. We're going to need some of this, some of that. Yeah, it's pretty much nothing but black sands. Dimple at a time. It's very heavy, very heavy. My shoulder's going to be killing me, everything. My hands, my arthritis will be acting up. But luckily, I go see my arthritis doctor tomorrow. So, you know. You know, MJ was sitting at home and she's like, oh my God, I got all these black sands. What can I do? And I guess my video popped up and she saw my ugly mug and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm sending it to him. This'll teach him a lesson. Oh, I have no idea. This was just donated by a subscriber. I have no idea if there's any gold. This has been sitting on my shelf for a year, so I don't remember the note, but I don't think it had any guaranteed any amount of gold. Might not have any gold. This will just be MJ's joke to make me pan out a whole bunch of black sands, which I need, by the way. I always need more black sand, so, you know. So probably what I'm going to do is just pan out as much as I can to get it, you know, all the blondes that are mixed in it out. We'll do all the material, then start over again and keep doing that. I just wanted to see if there's any gold in it. I've had people do that. I had somebody, my good buddy John sent me 20 pounds of dirt one time to pan out to see if it had any gold in it. Any gold. It was 20 pounds. He had went somewhere in North Carolina. He had went to a private place. They had a creek on it, and they were letting people go there. They had high bankers and everything set up. And he had 20 pounds of concentrates from being there over the weekend. And he sent it to me to pan through to see if he found any gold. And he found one piece of gold. There was one tiny little piece of gold that had some mercury on it. And that was it. So I panned out 20 pounds for one tiny piece of gold that didn't even budge the scale. There is gold added for your efforts. Oh, well, that's sweet of you. And thank you again. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Wrench and Donna. Thank you both very much as well. One good thing about black sands like this is it won't foul up your water, won't get dirty. So Hey, Culver Prospecting, how's it going? PA Patriot, don't wish for that because it might be that day. That'll be the day that you pull your pan out of the river and it's just full of gold, and you'll be like, "Oh my God!" You might have a heart attack, and someone will find you and they'll push you in the water, let you float down the stream, and they'll be like, "Ah, I just found my honey hole." TM, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. And thank everyone for joining the show, especially an hour early. You know, I'm still sure someone will show up at 7 o'clock wanting to know why we're already panning. All right. It's moving well. The Paydirt's moving well, so it's just mostly going to be the amount of it. I mean, this was probably 3 ounces of material, maybe 2 ounces. Last few shows, I couldn't make it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Maybe the end of this year, I'll do a poll to see, because I know everyone was at different time zones, and I generally just do the show kind of what is a good time for me. Because, if I start my show at 7, we usually end by 9. I have to call my kids at 9. So, you know. But I might do a poll and just put all the different times on there, from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock and see what the best time for everyone is. Hey, Mike Wolf, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. It's nothing but black sands. Black sands can't be too dirty. I mean, there's nothing in there really to dirty up the water. Oh, well, there goes an ad. Thank you very much. Pizza for dinner. We had pizza last night because I didn't feel like cooking for my kids. Because I'm not going to get to see them for like 2 weeks now. So I was like, well, we'll just have some pizza and then they get to go. So that's what I'll be having for dinner too, is leftover pizza. Yeah, YouTube is seriously pushing these automated commercials, but I don't know. That's essentially it. A black sand mystery bag from OnlyPans MJ. So make sure when Nightbot posts her link to her channel, make sure everyone go over and subscribe to MJ. Hey, Antares Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Here, let's see. Is there anything in here? Even after all that panning, there's still a lot of black sands. No gold. But we're not going to dump this yet. We're going to put it in another pan. We'll start in another one. Just in case I was panning a little too fast. Oh, and let's see. So, definitely a lot of magnetite in this. Sorry for the squeaky magnet. If I remember right, MJ, this is material you collected yourself, though. But I might be wrong. Like I said, it's been sitting on my shelf for a year, and my memory from anything from a month ago is pretty. I haven't had liver in years and years. When I was a kid, it used to be. I used to hate liver so bad. And it was the only meat my mother would ever give to us. Couldn't stand it. Then when I was older, I liked it, but something you know. Paydirt 420. No, it's not. Okay. Like I said, it's been sitting for a year. And make sure if one of my mods wants to, or all of my mods want to drop the link for the hidden video, make sure everyone goes and leaves a comment on the hidden video. So your name will be entered in the future giveaway. We're giving away spot number 1 of 10 tonight. And then in 10 weeks, we're on the 10th show. We'll be giving away a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. 4-gallon bucket of it. All right. Have you panned any of it out? It's been a year. Thank you very much, HD Shovelhead. Mark Sheldon, thank you for joining us. You might have been here and I just missed it. John Gear, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, let me do the hard work. That's okay. Well, hopefully we find some gold. I mean, I know you added some gold, but hopefully we find more than what you added. But you never know. He could have just been a dirt hoarder like me. You know, I've got 5-gallon buckets full of dirt that have no gold in it. Just, I keep thinking, oh, there might be a reason I might need this. And there is, because whenever I do dump my gold, my tailings, like I'll go fill in my yard and I'll say, okay, let me go dump all this. The next week I will need Paydirt for some reason or nothing. I'm doing an equipment review or something, or I decide to sell Paydirt and I'll have no dirt. All right, if I find any fine gold. It's nothing but black sands, 4.5 pounds of black sands that OnlyPans MJ sent me. And it's been sitting on my shelf for a year, gathering dust. I figured it was time to pan it out. Hey, Joey Brown, how's it going, brother? Thank you for joining the show. Where's my coffee? Now, I will say, MJ, originally I did have plans for this Paydirt because I knew it'd take me a really, really long time to do. I planned on doing it all day live earlier this year, but I kind of canceled it because I was sick that time. But so I did have plans for it. It was actually going to be the showpiece for an all-day panning session, but I ended up not doing that. So then it just sat back on the shelf for longer. I know. Which is good because I do have in the future, not till next year, I do have a special Paydirt I'm working on. But it won't be till next year because I needed special gold for it. So I don't have the special gold. It's much easier to get the special dirt, which black sands is a big part of that. But I don't have the special gold yet. I might have some winter Paydirt up in December for sale, but I don't know yet. I still got to talk to my buddy about it. It's like a collaboration. He wants to send me some gold to sell. But I don't know. I probably will use the magnet. I'm probably going to use the magnet tonight. Because we've been panning for what? Like 20 minutes? And this is pan number 2. And I'm guessing there's going to probably be a little bit more than 3 pans. So see, this to me is more relaxing than most Paydyrts because, you know, it's just a monotonous paying it, but you still have to pay attention and it's just the same motion nonstop. So, yeah, it's like working in a factory, just the factory's panning gold. So, I enjoy this. Yeah. Usually not in extremely long periods of time, though. Usually, like if this was something I was doing on my own, I would probably pan it for like an hour or so, then go upstairs and do other work and come back the next day and do another hour. Are you blocked, Joey? If you go to Patreon, I have the link on Patreon. I see nothing. So just go to Patreon. I posted the link on Patreon. Oh yeah, and you have to be a moderator to use the hidden words. All right. Getting there. You'd think I was moving a ton of material, but there's almost nothing in that pan down there. It's definitely rigged. Don't tell him that, Culver. Don't tell him. Definitely rigged. All right. Let's see. Yep, don't see anything in this one either, but we're still going to save it and repan it. Well, that's why you just go to my Patreon. You just go to my Patreon page, and I post the link there. A little bit of organics to make this even more difficult. Thank you very much, HD. Does Nightbot actually have that many subs? I wouldn't be surprised. He's a busy person. He gives everyone all the info. Hey, GS Prospecting, what's up, brother? Still smiling. So this is pan 3 of probably, I'm thinking 100. This might be a 2-part. Had HD blocked. Oh, you had Nightbot blocked. I only got one person blocked. I've been doing this for live shows for what? Almost 2 years now. Was it like, no, a little bit, 3 years, 2.5 years. I only have one person blocked. Him and his like 300 names that he came back with, but they're all pretty much the same person. Luckily, my chin. Oh, you said his name. Oh no! Now he's gonna hear you and he's gonna come back. Luckily, I was funny. I was talking to someone today about all the trolls and negativity on YouTube, and I was like, luckily I haven't had too much of that. I mean, every once in a while I get a comment from somebody that thinks they know more than or they're a smarter bear or something like that. But 99% of the time, it's absolutely wonderful, and I don't have any complaints. So even live chat. I mean, as many live shows as I've done, we had one time with Poopy, and then one time Nightbot went crazy and banned everybody. But that was it. I mean, we've had a couple where somebody will post once, go come to this porn site or something, but they get blocked and they don't come back. So, well, it's a win-win for me either way. I get to have a live show. I get to enjoy painting out some black sands. So if I don't find any gold, any natural gold, I know MJ did add some real gold to there, but I'm having fun. So it's a win-win for me. Bacchus573, thank you for joining the live show. Appreciate it. Rocky Mountain Prospector, how's it going? Long weekend? Oh, there you go. So, well, the thing is, so typically when I pan Paydirt, especially that for a review, I'll go a little bit easier. But typically when I start panning Paydirt, if I have a certain mesh size, I'll start with a small amount and then keep adding more and more each pan. Because if there's no gold, there, they tell work a teaspoon at a time. Well, if there's no gold, there's no reason to work a teaspoon at a time. Then you're just taking your time to find nothing. So you just want to find that one little piece. And once you see one little piece, you can tell how it's going to act and, how it's moving, how the material's moving, stuff like that. So then you can get more and more aggressive, like this stuff's not too bad. It's actually moving really, really well in the pan. So it's got just enough non-black sands in it. So I always forget to know. Yeah. I think this is the same one as last week, HT. I haven't changed it. I'm running out of teaching Nightbot any facts, so I'm gonna have to start digging farther into the world of Google. All right. I think that's it. I wouldn't worry about it too much. That's it. All you have to do is go to Patreon, patreon.com, Miller Prospecting. Links there. HD dropped the link for you. Whammy. No gold. There is gold in this Paydirt, so we will see some gold if I can get to it in time. We haven't even made a dent in this pan. Not even a dent. Because this thing should be about half full when I'm done. The catch pan. So it's not getting close. Does it not work on other channels as well? I mean, I don't know who else does the hidden link thing. I mean, I guess Vendetta was doing it, and Backyard Prospecting. I think Backyard Prospecting does the hidden link. I don't ever really do them, but yeah, so. What's up, Ortiz? How's it going? How's the unpacking going, Ortiz? I need a safety meeting. Mm. What you should do, Joey, is make another account. Don't get rid of that account because you don't want to get rid of your main account that you've been using for a long time. Is make a second account and then come back and join the stream and then see if you can see it with that. And then you can just start matching up the settings and make sure everything is the same between the two. Hate moving. Oh, I can't stand moving. Moving is the one thing most dreaded thing. As I said, don't delete account. Just make a second one. I mean, there's so many people on here that have 2, 3, 4 accounts on YouTube. You just make a second one. All you need is another email, I think. That's it. Make one, join the show, look to see if Nightbot's blocked. And then you can just match the two settings and see which ones are which. Gives you a chance to throw things away. Yeah. Yeah, whenever I move, I tend to throw a lot of stuff away. Like, okay, I don't need that. And then you do need it, and you're like, oh man, now I have to buy that again. Then it depends too. Like, I left so much stuff. When I got divorced, I forgot that in my shed, which is where I used to shoot all my videos, it had a attic in the shed, and I had tons and tons of stuff in there. And when we divorced, there's stuff I hadn't used in a long time, and I forgot about it. And needless to say, by the time I found this house and was in here, it had been a year. And, when I asked for stuff back, it mysteriously wasn't there anymore, Was there an ad, GS? Yeah, YouTube, it's, I think the live is set up this time for automatic commercials. So what it is YouTube, typically for a live show, you insert your own ads. And I mean, I don't even know how you do it, to tell you the truth, just because, typically I'm here panning. I'm not over on my computer. So I don't know how I would put in ads. But they've been pushing this thing now where they want people to do automated ads. And I think I might have hit that when I was setting up this live stream, because I even saw an ad. So yeah, I know I got one on my phone a little bit. It's just, they're just trying something, I don't know why either, you know. You know what I don't understand? So if you go to Google, like, so if you go to Google AdSense, which owns YouTube, by the way, Google owns YouTube in case you didn't know, you can do a thing called, you can get banners from them and put them on. And I used to have it on my website. When I got hacked, I took them off and I just never put them back on. But so I can put a banner up on my website advertising whatever Google wants to advertise, and they pay me per impression. So every time someone visits my website, I'll get, a tenth of a penny or a hundredth of a penny per impression. Just somebody, they don't have to click on the link or anything, and I get paid. But YouTube could easily do that. Like underneath this video, there could be like a little banner, so you could watch the YouTube video. If you go to YouTube on their thing, there'd be a little bitty banner that says, here's Bob's Plumbing, and just pay me per impression. I don't know why they have to force it into the middle of the video. 99% of the people who watch YouTube don't watch them full screen. They watch them with they watch, a little bitty corner of it. And then they force you to take all these ads. They put all these ads in here, and every single year, the amount of money you make goes down and down. Yeah, they'll put ads in your commercial. If you don't put ads in your own video, they will put ads in it for you. So that's why you're always better off putting ads in a video. Like I typically tell them to put videos at the beginning of my video and at the end. Just because otherwise they will put videos in here and I won't get any money. So not that I get any money from them anyway. And I actually, there's one thing I don't mind the ads. Like if I'm watching YouTube and I watch YouTube a lot on my TV, I don't mind the ads. They usually don't bug me. Usually, sometimes their placement bugs me. Like if it's in the middle of something and somebody's talking and it cuts in the middle of it. 90% of the time, YouTube actually does a pretty good job of putting them in like breaks, in between stuff. But the thing that bugs me about them is they need to just not be long commercials. Like that bugs me. Like I don't mind you put a 5-second commercial in before I can skip. Sure, what pays the guy, so it pays the bills. But I'm sure I've told everyone this before. It was one day me and my son were watching something, and I had the remote, and I was also reading something on my phone, like answering emails or something. And he comes over after like 10 minutes and he goes, "Oh, can I get the remote from you?" And I'm like, "Why?" And there was a commercial playing, and it had been playing for 10 minutes, and it still had an hour and 20 minutes to go. It was an hour and a half commercial. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, what the junk? Like, why put that in there? Hey, one and only, how's it going? Yeah, we started an hour early because we're panning out a massive amount of black sands. I mean, we're probably not even going to get close. I was thinking an hour early, I might put a dent in this, but I'm thinking I'm not even going to put a dent in this. I don't know. There you go, Dib. They're going to put ads on your videos anyway, eventually. You think you're going to be ad free. GS. Should have brought up the Miller table. Yeah. Probably going to bring up the magnet pretty soon. Still not. Yeah, no gold. I do the same thing. Like if I have to go grab something out of the kitchen or something, I'll wait until the commercial pops on. Then I'm like, okay, now I'm not missing anything. I don't have to pause it, and I'll just go. And YouTube's not as bad compared to Twitch. Me and my son watch some Twitch every once in a while. And man, Twitch, if you watch some of these people, you're forced. You cannot skip. And they'll have like 10, 30-second commercials. So you're stuck watching a whole bunch of bad commercials. Not just like 1-2-minute commercial or something like that, but 10, 30-second commercials. It's crazy. Cleaning house for Turkey Day. Yeah, I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving. I almost forgot about that. See, I don't have my kids this year for Thanksgiving, so I keep people asking me like, "What you doing for that?" I'm like, well, "Nothing." I'm like, "I don't have kids, so I'm not doing anything. I'll watch some football, lay on the couch, eat some popcorn. That's it. Make a sandwich." I'm not a big fan of turkey, so it's actually gonna be a ham sandwich. So I did tell my mom because she was asking me if I was going to do anything, and I was telling her I was contemplating. I ended up not doing it, but I was contemplating getting a pecan pie. But I knew if I got a pecan pie, I'd eat the whole thing myself. So I'm fat enough as it is. I don't need a whole pecan pie. But, some football, ham sandwiches, and lots of napping. 2 turkeys and a ham. Yeah, see, typically if I have my kids, and for Christmas, I'll do it for Christmas. I usually make a turkey and a ham, you know, because my kids aren't big ham lovers, They'll eat a little bit, but they prefer turkey, and I'm not a big turkey fan. I prefer ham. And it works out because since they don't eat much ham, it gives me lots of leftovers for ham. So, you know. Oh, yeah, pecan pie is so much better than pretty much any other pie. So, it's just a sugar bomb. So, Cornish hens. I do love Cornish hens. But again, that's something my kids see. A lot of my stuff is my kids won't eat it. Cornish hen sounds like a pretty bird. They don't want to eat a pretty bird. Yeah. You know, they won't eat rabbit because that's a fluffy little rabbit. You know, I keep telling them there's cute cows out there. Sourdough is some good bread. We had sourdough last weekend. So we made some Italian grilled cheese. So we used sourdough. Duck. That's awesome. GS, there you go. See, I have it. I actually have it's on my list. We're making next week, or in 2 weeks. My kids come back in 2 weeks, and we're doing a southern. I always try to change up their menu when they're here. I get them for 4 days in a row. So we always do themed, and this time we're doing southern cooking for all the dinners. So I got peach cobbler down for one night. I'm doing a mini Mississippi mud pies one night, and we're doing bananas Foster's one night, and then what's the other dessert? Lemon bars. I've got that peach cobbler on there. That's one of my faves is peach cobbler. But any store-bought peach cobbler isn't very good. It's never very good. You got to cook it yourself. Pecan pie, I can do a store-bought one. That's it. Feed them just the ugly animals. That's what I do. That's what they mostly eat. Potato soup. I do like potato soup too. Potato soup and pea soup are my two favorite soups. And French onion soup, but French onion soup you gotta make yourself, Can't do store-bought. Hey, what's up, Jason G? Started at 6 tonight because we're panning 4.5 pounds of black sand. So I started an hour early, posted it on YouTube, on Patreon. But nobody pays attention. Ryan C, how's it going? It must be 7 o'clock. Yeah, all the people are showing up now, wondering why I'm already panning. So I started an hour early to try to pan this out in one show, but it doesn't look like, right now, it does not look like it's going to be finished in one show, 2 shows, 3 shows. I should have just did a mail call. Fast forwarded this 32X. You didn't miss anything. It's just going to be this exact same motion for an hour now. What's up, Mike? Enjoy your drive. Hopefully it's a nice place you're going to. And some MJ Black Sands. Turduckens are okay. They're not my favorite thing. I had them when I was in New Orleans. You see them a lot when you have when I was younger, you'd get a lot of people to get together, that didn't have families, and they'd all have big turkey parties, Thanksgiving parties, and there was always turduckens there. Oh my. Oh my. We hit the mother load. 2 pieces of gold. So small, y'all probably can't see them. But there's 2 pieces of gold in this one. Woohoo. All right, so now I know the size of the gold. All right, so MJ, there is some gold in here. Unless you put some really small gold. Hey, Malbar Scott, how's it going? Pumpkin pie is good. See, the thing about pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie is they're good pies, but they're not something you're going to want to eat all the time. You know, some desserts you can eat. Like, see, for me, it's my personal favorite, which is pecan pie. I could have pecan pie every week. If I didn't have to worry about getting fatter and fatter, like if I could just eat as much as I wanted, I could eat pecan pie every day. Now I love a good pumpkin pie and I got a good sweet potato pie. But once I have it, I don't crave it again for like a year. You know, it's just not something I'm gonna be craving. You know, same with like, blueberry pie. You'll have it once and it's just, okay, I've had it. What's up, Chris W? How's it going? Yeah, everyone's all these 7 o'clockers are late. We're already doing the food talk now. We already walked past the gold and the Paydirt and all that other stuff. We're on to the food part now. I'm gaining weight here just talking about food. Hmm. There's not a dessert. There's very few desserts that I won't eat. I will tell you that. Some foods I'm picky about, but generally desserts, I'll eat pretty much anything. And my figure will tell you that. But when I was young, wasn't a problem. All right, Bacchus. Hopefully, I'll get better. Your wife gets better. Very hard. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the same repetitive motion, but it's one of those things where, like, it's not the same as it's kind of like, I don't want to say factory work, but it's got to be one of those factory jobs where you do the same motion over and over, but you still have to pay attention. So, I mean, there's some you don't where you just putting something down on a belt nonstop, and then there's others where you're like sorting or picking out bad apples or something. So you have to pay attention, but you're still doing the same motion over and over. Thank you, Donna. What's up, CJ? How's it going? A gold painting factory. That would be a good job. I would love that job. And I have to tell you, I haven't watched it in years, but when I used to watch Gold Rush, the people that would work in the gold room were always the ones I was like, man, I want that job. Like, I didn't want to drive the bulldozer or be digging or working on that. The person who was in the gold room always, to me, had the best job, you know? Except for I used to think, one thing I used to always think too is like you would see them at the end of the show where, especially, they showed the gold room a lot on Fred uh, Fred Turin show or whatever his name is. They showed the gold room a lot on that one. And I used to think to myself, okay, they're finding like 3 ounces. And it took the dude a week using that jig table to get that out. It's like I could have panned that 3 ounces out in half that time and not had a $10,000 jigger table up there, you know, or shaker table or whatever you call them. Swamp Dog, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Hold on one second. Oh, I didn't see you ask that question about a turducken. I was like, oh. It's really popular in the South. Oh my. I just got an unskippable ad. Well, thank you. Can't even watch my own show. You ever get through Yukon Alley orders? I know I need to message her and see how long she's going to have it in stock. So don't say anything here because I don't want people to see it and be able to see it in chat. But I'm going to be posting tomorrow or tonight, later tonight. I do need more secret shoppers, but don't post it here. And I'll have you message me on Patreon if you want to be a secret shopper. And as always, with my secret shoppers, I do pay for the shipping. So whatever is shipped to you, I pay for the Paydirt. Then once it gets to you, I pay for you to ship it to me. And then for all your troubles, I send you something. So it might be a piece of gold or it might be a bag of Paydirt, you know. But I always send you something, make it worth your time. But I do need Secret Shopper in December and maybe January. Hmm. 1.45. Was that the first batch or the second batch? Because someone told me yesterday, I don't want to say any names, they got 1.25 out of the second batch. What's up, Dean? How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, her prices are up there more. I mean, what was it? I think it's 71 plus 10 shipping, so it's 81 now. Thank you, Donna. Make sure, don't forget, Donna just posted the hidden link. Make sure you go to the hidden video and leave a comment because we're starting an all new giveaway, Tuesday night giveaway. So we have spot number 1 up. We're doing 10 spots again for a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. And tonight will be spot number 1. And you'll only have to wait 9 weeks this time because one of these weeks I'm doing 2 live shows. So I'm going to be doing a Tuesday show and a Wednesday show in December. I won't tell you why just yet, but so you only have to wait 9 weeks this time instead of 10 weeks. Oh my, Nightbot just went crack crack. Hold on, I missed something. Well, I think it's just going to depend with the big time gold hunt. I mean, and sadly, this seems to be the way a lot of new sellers are kind of doing, where they're starting out kind of heavy, and then they run out. They know everyone's going to talk about it and be like happy with those results. And then they put a little bit less gold, and they run out, and they put a little bit less gold, and they run out. So, I mean, and the thing is, so with big time gold hunt, he actually sold out. I was originally trying to review him, I think like 3 or 4 months earlier, and he had run out of Paydirt. So I waited and I waited and finally got my secret shopper to grab some. And he only had, I think, like 4 cans left. So I got 2 of them. And then he sold out. So then he sold out right after I did my after I posted my video. And then he posted more up. And then he sold out again. And then he's on, I think he's still in the 3rd batch. So I'll be curious to see what each batch had. And no, next Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, first Saturday in December, will be the Paydirt champion. It's going to be Gold Nugget Man versus Gold Nugget Sales, because Vendetta is officially closed. So. I know, Nightbot just went crazy. It's just like, I'm tired. I need to post a whole bunch of information really quickly. And it's weird. He has settings too where he's not supposed to post anything unless there's posts in between, regardless of his timer. Nightbot just does what Nightbot wants to do. Nightbot will still be here long after we're all gone. Making up rules as he goes along. So I think after this pan, I might have to magnet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the magnetics out and pan the rest and then see how it goes. And maybe we'll start panning some magnetic stuff at the end just in case. But we'll have to see. And what kind of device are you using, Joey Brown? Are you on a phone, a tablet, or computer? All right, Justin, well, enjoy your day at work with your helper. Hopefully he helps, and your training guy, hopefully he is of assistance and not, the other way around. Sometimes when you're training somebody, it makes everything twice as hard. But what's up, Big Texas? I got to watch your video, Big Texas. I saw you posted a new video. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. Oh, no, no. So far, we've gone through. This is pan number 4, and I found 2 very tiny, tiny pieces of gold. There is some gold in here. MJ did add some gold, but we're mostly looking for, because this is material somebody gave to her. So she sent it to me to see if there's any actual real gold in this black sand. And so far, there is some real natural gold, but not a lot. So I'm thinking, if there's essentially one pan every second, one piece of gold every second pan, there's not a lot. That's not, something added. What's up, Wrench? Thank you for joining us back again. Yeah, I wish I could pan with my left hand. If I could pan with my left hand, I could be panning with my left hand and using the magnet with my right hand and the other stuff. Yeah. I will say, even though this dirt's moving really, really easily, it's still going to take forever and ever. You always just forget how much black sand's, how long it takes to clean. And I'm not going through this a second time, so. But this material also won't be used. This won't be going into Tuesday tailings like usual because I need black sands for future Paydyrts. Specialty Paydirts. So. And I also need magnetics for my testing Paydirt. Oh, that's awesome. Is it new parts for my car? Because I can always use new parts for my car. And I'm kidding. But thank you. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. I always appreciate things in the mail. My mailman doesn't, but, I do. All right. Let's see. Is there anything in here? Oh, another little piece. 2 more pieces. Oh my, we are on a roll. 2 more little pieces. 1, 2. And that one's actually kind of chunky. That's a chunky little beast. That's an Indiana. Not gonna move the scale, but still a wee bit of gold. All right. Let's dump some of this water out. So this is what we still have to work through for our tailings. And this is, I haven't even put a dent in here. So what we're going to do is let me get another pan. We're going to pull some black sand. That's what I said earlier, Richard. I was going to have to just speed pan it. So I'm going to try and pull out some of these magnetics. So if you're just hearing squeaking and squeaking, that's me pulling out magnetics. But I'll show you how much I pull out. Everyone's going for that Yukon 5 grammer. It's funny, she's not even on my schedule this year, but I know I have to get some. Because sadly, like when I would want to be doing a review on her again, she'll be totally sold out. I'm trying to do the magnet as far away from the microphone as possible, so just holler if it's getting squeaky and noisy. I need to WD-40 this thing. Does she have a big nugget in one of her bags? I haven't even looked at her website. I just browsed over it yesterday to see which bag she had up. I'm gonna have to go look. Why is there a piece of plywood in this? A little piece of plywood in here. Someone was doing some home renovations too. Missed gold. There's almost always missed gold. You know. That's a good thing about panning Paydirt. You know, it's a great hobby. Not only do you get all the gold out the first time, but you can go back months later and find all the stuff you missed. And that's like free money. If I had a bigger sink and a bigger pan, I wouldn't mind trying to speed pan a big pile of black sands. But with a tiny sink that's not made to have water splashing all around it because it's on wood, and with a 10-inch pan, I'm not even still making a dent in this, even with the magnet. I think this stuff is breeding. I think that as I'm pulling stuff out, it's multiplying in my pan. What was that from Star Trek's The Tribbles or something like that? I think that's what this black sand is tribbles. Just multiplying. Either that, or if you were one of the people that bought one of those underneath your boob hole, put one of those with the gutter pan, the banjo pans. That would be a good one for underneath the blue bowl. Because it's got a big tray at the top to catch everything. Just squeaking along, just squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. I know, I've been looking, I had a video I had saved. Somebody had sent me a bag of Paydirt they needed, or it wasn't a bag of Paydirt, it was some Paydirt dirt they needed cleaned. And they knew it had about 3 to 4 ounces of gold in it, so I panned it out for them. And I shot a video of it, and I could not find it for the longest time. And I was so mad at myself because I was like, man, I wanted to save this video. I just found it this morning, digging through some old files. And that was a sight, seeing all that gold in the pan. The Yukon bag is present to yourself? Yeah. Ugh. Never ending black sands. Or magnetite more. It's all black sands, but. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a huge problem with Miller tables or blue bowls. I just prefer panning. I think people have been catching micro gold with a gold pan forever. So, most of the reason they came out with Miller tables and things like that was for the people that just didn't want to spend the time doing it. But I think it takes just as long. I mean, unless you're going through ounces and ounces of gold, All right. I think, man, this is crazy. Okay, I'm getting sick of the squeaky. I'll do a couple more scoops and we're just going to start panning again. I know next year, GS, I'm going to have to buy a 1 gram from you so I can have one to my shelf. Because I ditched a couple bags off my shelf today that didn't have Paydirt in them. I need to get some replacements up there next year. GS prospecting would look really good up there on my wall. All right. So this is what we're stuck with. This is what we still have. This is what we still have. And I pulled all this out. I mean, it's just... This is all black sands and fluff. And we still have a ton to pan up. So let's start panning some more. See how this goes. Yeah, I really like Carolina Prospectors. If you live near Carolina Prospectors and don't have to pay for shipping, they have probably one of the best ROIs. I mean, they solid Paydirt. It's easy Paydirt, but they have really good deals. You just have to actually go in. Once you add in the shipping, it kind of kills the ROI, but it is better now than it used to be. It used to be you'd get a 1 gram bag and pay like $15 shipping. Now I think it's like $8. David, Simon, Ray, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I have some Amaze 6 up on my shelf too. That reminds me. But after your fiasco, I kind of didn't want to hand it out, so it's just been sitting up there. But it was one of his like really cheap bags. I think it was like a $25, $30 Amaze 6 bag, so I don't expect there's very much gold in it. And then one of my buddies lives by Carolina Prospector store. He doesn't live too close. I think it's probably like 40 minutes away. But he goes by there probably once a month to go, I guess, to his in-laws. He has to drive right by it to get by his in-laws like it's on the way. So every time he goes there, he FaceTimes me. He's like, do you want this? And he starts showing me everything, walking up and down the aisles. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, don't do this. I'm like, I'm on a very limited budget, you know. I get a government paycheck every single month, you know. I'm like, I can't afford to be picking up all this stuff. I'm like, quarter grand probably. Yeah, probably. That's why I've just been sitting on the shelf. I figured for a Tuesday night I was desperate and needed something, I would pan it out. Chef V Prospect, how's it going, brother? I still haven't panned out Chef V's Paydirt too. It's been sitting on my shelf for a while. HD, I have his. Ortiz. I have so much Paydirt on my shelf I need to pan out for these Tuesday shows. But it kind of goes like that. I'll be thinking, oh man, I don't have anything to pan out on a Tuesday, and my shelf will be bare. And then I get a whole bunch of stuff in, and it takes me a year to get rid of. And then once I'm out of it, I'm all panicky again. Yeah, SDI, I'm with you with that. Every time my buddy FaceTimes me, I'm like, man, I want that. He starts grabbing it. I'm like, no, I'm just, kidding. I'm like, no. And it's stuff I wouldn't even need. Like the last time he was showing me the wall and they had the crevicing tool. I was like, man, I need one. I'm like, what am I going to do with the crevicing tool? But it was like, that's cool. I want one. Yes. Government cheese. Nothing wrong. I ate a lot of government cheese when I was a kid. A lot of government cheese. It's the best cheese for melting, that's for sure. I think everybody I knew in the South had government cheese in their fridge. Even if they didn't get it from the government, they bought it from somebody, you know. And that's one of the things when I was talking about earlier, I lost out when I got divorced. One of the things I had two huge totes full of gold pans. And that to this day, I still miss them. Even though I never used them or anything, it was just a collection of different gold pans that I'd gotten that I thought were cool. And a lot of them, people will come out with gold pans, and then they stop selling them after a couple of months, you know? They think it's the coolest pan, but then, bam, they're gone. That's it. Grilled cheese, government cheese was the best for grilled cheese. Everybody I knew growing up in the South had it, and that's what we ate almost every day. You either ate peanut butter and jelly for lunch, or you had grilled cheese. That was it. You were over at a friend's house, you were getting one of those two. If they came to your house, you were getting one of those two. TM. I know. That's why I had to hunt down and buy a bag of the lynch mining jar for my shelf. That I really wanted one for my shelf. But it was a guaranteed 1 gram or so. I know it's got a gram in it. All right, let's see. Is this one going to have a little bit of gold in it too? Well, let's see, one piece. So it's got another. Yeah, so three pieces. 1, 2, 3. 3 pieces in this one. So this is a 3-piecer. So there's a little bit of gold in this. Just not a lot. I haven't even gotten any of the stuff that MJ added yet. Yeah. There you go. Cool little gem. Guessing this was added, maybe? Yeah, that's cool. Well, that will go into the treasure chest. Got a few inch behind left. Yeah. Mm. Let's see. When I was a kid growing up, I mean, I guess you're about the same age. Um, when I was growing up, that's when food stamps used to be wasn't on a card. It was actually like little fake dollar bills, and everybody just sold everything. That was it. You know, like I remember. I mean, my parents were hippies, kind of. So I grew up in a lot of communal places. So people were always buying stuff, and then they would all chip in, and then go somewhere and find somebody that was selling their 5 pound block of government cheese for $5, and then that was cheaper than buying it from a grocery store. 5 pounds back then of cheese might have cost 10, so you're getting it all for half price. You know, anyone who wasn't on food stamps was buying other people's food stamps, so they wouldn't have to pay tax on it. They could get it for cheaper. You know, you'd find someone that was at $100 worth of food stamps, you'd buy it for 80. You know, it is bismuth. Better look at it, maybe. Really cool. Rocky Mountain Red. Yeah, that's the thing is you don't notice stuff until later. Like, see, when I got divorced, I had to move pretty quickly. you know, so I just took a little bitty apartment, and 90% of what I had was still in boxes. It was like, why unbox stuff? This isn't where this isn't my final destination. This is just the emergency apartment I'm gonna be in. So and I was there for I guess like a year before I bought this place. And then then you start unboxing stuff, and even then my studio, like all my gold painting stuff and my gold stuff, it wasn't studio related. I still didn't unbox it for a long time. So then it was like, man, where's this box? Where's this box? And it's like, oh, I know where it's at. Gone. Mm. Yeah, peanut butter will last pretty much forever if it's in a can. Even the jar ones. It could be worse. It could be worse. I'm not married anymore, so that's a good thing. Small price to pay. Yeah, and make sure everybody, if you're going to the hidden link, make sure you leave a comment on the hidden link so you can get a 1 in 10 chance to win the next bag of Paydirt I will be putting up. This is spot number 1. So you won't actually win anything tonight, but your name will be in the future raffle or giveaway. 1 in 10 chance. But also make sure you go subscribe to MJ's channel. Link is up there for everybody that can see it. So make sure you go subscribe to her channel or subscribe to anyone else's channel that you're not already a subscriber to. Doesn't cost anything. Well, most of the pans probably couldn't be replaced because a lot of them were ones that were just one-offs or, they didn't make anymore. I had a whole bunch of antique pans, but it's all good. Like I said, they were in boxes. You can't get upset about something that was in a box. And it probably wouldn't be of any value to anybody except for me. So, but it's all good. Now I'm just collecting Paydirt for my shelf. So, because originally that's why I had got the pans, is a lot of them is because I eventually knew at one point I would have a studio, like a fully built out studio with a wall. And the whole idea was to put all the pans up on the wall. But now I have shelves and Paydirt, so just something different. Oh, this is just not working down. Stuff at the bottom of the pan's not moving as fast. What's up, Sean? Yeah, still panning, still panning. Still got about another hour of panning to go, too, so. Yeah, we'll cut this one off. We'll just do another pan. And we'll still hit the magnet on these as well. Man, I swear I'm not making a dent in this. As I said originally, when MJ sent me this bag, I was like, it's perfect because I had planned on doing a 12-hour live show in, I think it was September. So I thought this would be perfect because it wasn't going to be a straight live show. It was going to be a live show, but I was going to be able to take breaks and stuff like that. And I figured this would be the star of it. And I could spend, a good 5 or 6 hours panning this out. But I ended up getting sick that week, so I didn't do the live. I am going to do it next year, but I'll just have to get more, another big bag from MJ maybe. And I'm not done yet. I'm only halfway done. I thought for sure, I was like, okay, if I give myself 3 hours to pan this, I could at least get it really, really close, where we could fudge it and see the majority of the gold or any of the gold. Now this, I'm thinking I might have to do part 2 next week. Or just pan it off camera, because I actually had a Paydirt for next week that I wanted to do. But I don't know. We'll have to see. No, I don't think there's 1 gram. She did have a short where she made this, and if you subscribe to her channel, you can go back to her shorts and see it. It was about a year ago. I tried to not look at how much gold was on the scale and everything because I didn't want to know, because it was a gift. So anyone that donates anything to me, if there's 1 speck of gold, I'm happy with that. And I've already seen, I think, 7 specks. Is it 7? I think we're up at 7 specks of gold. And plus, she did add gold. It's just probably all at the bottom of the pan because, it's heavy and it's not fine gold. And there still might be there might end up being a gram of fine gold in this. You don't know. It's going to settle to the bottom of the pan. I guess this is the Thanksgiving special. Yeah, it seems that way. No. Maybe at like 8:45, I might take a 10-minute break. If I'm not done close to panning this out, I might take a break, go call my kids, let y'all talk amongst yourselves, and then finish panning and just stay up all night. Sorry to hear that, MJ. That's horrible. I have to say, when I had my kids when they were little, that was my biggest. I mean, they could not sleep in their own room. I had to be always, put their cribs in my room. That used to scare me. My sister-in-law, right when my son was born, they had a baby too, and it passed at I think 6 months. So no worries, only no worries, MJ. Go do your stuff. No. That's right. All free Paydirt is good Paydirt. I'm always happy getting Paydirt in. I hear something rattling in this one. Might be a rock. See if you can hear it. Something small. I'm dropping water on my microphone. Something small, but it seems to be settling at the bottom. Mm, yeah. That's why you always have to hug your kids every day. And that's why family is the most important. I'm talking to Mike over at from Vendetta Prospecting today about that, about how important family is and being with your kids. All right, let's show you some of that MJ gold. See, so this is some of the gold she added. Not to be confused with the natural tiny gold we've been finding. So there's what, 5 little pieces, and there's a tiny, tiny little piece up there too. So it does have some natural gold in here. Not a ton, but there is some. All right. It must be beach sands. Little piece of shell in here. And it looks like beach sands too. Washington beach sands, probably. Oh, I hear more. Flower Gold Wizard. Jason definitely would have gone to a different beach. Rigby would have dragged him to a different beach. He'd have told him, you're digging in the wrong spot. And GS, you need to get Richard out there. I haven't seen Ace out there in any of your videos in a long time. He needs to stop working all them late shifts. I don't hear it anymore. Maybe it was a rock. Yeah, I know. He told me he's working like the graveyard shift or some crazy late shift, but he needs to stop doing that. That's why you put in all them years so you can have the easy shifts. Yeah. That'd be awesome. See any MJ? No MJ gold in this one. We'll just dump it in tailings pan. We'll move on. I think we've gone through probably not even, I guess, half the material, but what's weird is I took out a ton of black magnetite, so. We're getting there, we're getting there. We're just gonna pan it all out tonight, so hopefully y'all have no plans. So we're gonna stick here and we're gonna stay here until we pan it all out and get out everything. So it's gonna be a 10 o'clock show. We're gonna start using the magnet a little bit more too, but so you're gonna have to really want that spot for the giveaway if you stick around for a 4-hour live show. Might want to just come back next week, huh? I don't know. YouTube's starting something new where you have to check something to get them to not put the ads. Because usually on live shows, So usually on live shows, you physically put them. Like you actually have to push a button that says put an ad here. Like you tell it, drop an ad here. So like if I wanted to take a break, I would say go put an ad here. But now you have to uncheck it. And I didn't do it for this one. So now it's automatically just putting in ads. Which sucks because, you know, that's like, I guarantee with all the ads that everyone's forced to watch tonight, I mean, that's like 1/100th of a penny. So, I mean, I don't need 1/100th of a penny that bad. Yeah. I haven't, nope. I think HD talked to Carl. B Greeny I haven't seen around in a while, or Doug Odette I haven't heard from in a long time. Do I make any? Very little, very little. I can tell you, when I used to have 1,000 subscribers, my checks from YouTube were about the same as now. So, which isn't very much. I mean, YouTube checks get smaller and smaller every single month. I mean, no, but yeah, it's funny. So like when I first started doing these Tuesday shows, the reason I started doing them was because I was like, well, you know, my Patreon pays for me to make videos. You know, it gives me all the money I need for making videos, keeping my studio built, and buying equipment and stuff like that. But then I was getting YouTube money, and I said, well, I'll just use the YouTube money to make Tuesday night shows. you know, it buys a Paydirt for the Tuesday shows. It does the giveaways. Yeah. YouTube must have heard my thoughts and was like, oh, well, hold on. Let's start paying you a whole bunch less. Oh, it's not much. I guarantee you, I'll be able to check at the end of the show. And because what they tell you, it's so funny. Like, so like if you go to a video, like if I go into my account, I can show you, it'll say, oh, this video probably made this month like $1.50. You know, like it'll say a video made, you know, whatever, $5. But then right a month later, when they're getting ready, because they cut you a check the following month. And when they're getting ready to pay you, so like if you had, say, 10 videos and they say each video, like if you look at it like the next day or next week or something like that, which when you get the majority of your traffic is the first week, they'll tell you, oh, each of those 10 videos is averaged $5. But then right before payday, like the week before, you go back and every one of those videos will say, oh, they averaged about $1. And you're like, how does it drop? How does a week after it says, oh, you know, because they won't give you actual numbers. What they do is they tell you it's estimated. Every single thing is estimated when it comes to the ads on YouTube. So they'll tell you, oh, this video is estimated to have made $5. But then on payday, you're thinking, I'm going to make $50. But you don't. You'll get a check all of a sudden for like $8. And it's like, what? And that's not even the estimated dollar that they told you for the 10 videos. It's just it's the biggest joke. Unless, you know, and it used to not be that way. You know, 10 years ago, you could make decent money on YouTube and not have very many subscribers. But unfortunately, you know, that went away. Yeah, the analyticals are just horrible. You know, it's just all made believe, you know, where they tell you, oh, you're going to get about this, about that. Until the paycheck actually hits. And then I can tell you, I can look up, you know, because I have to keep track for my taxes of all the money that's taken in and expended. and it has steadily declined over the last. So I think I got monetized after being on YouTube for I think like a year. It was a year, 2 years, maybe it was a year and a half, something like that. But once you get monetized, back then it used to take like 6 months before they let you start getting paid. So it's probably close to 2 years. And so in the last 5 years, I've kept track, and the money went up. So it started, like when I think my first checks were like $50, something like that. And then it went all the way up when I got to about 5,000 subscribers. It went all the way up to maybe $100 a check. And then now it's back down to like just off the videos, like $40 a check, maybe, not even maybe that. It the ads are zero revenue. It's just a joke. 83 Sky Warrior, what's up, brother? How's it going? How's work going? It could be worse. Bra ads are much better than some of the ads. Totally relevant to gold panning. The only reason I can keep panning for this long is because my bra is giving me a lot of support right now. If I didn't have my bra on right now, I wouldn't be able to have the support I need to pan this gold. Oh, there's one piece of MJ gold in this one. I was about to dump it. See, one little tiny piece of MJ gold. We got to differentiate the natural gold from the MJ gold. All right. Yep. I'm surprised they're not giving me the hair growth. What do I say? 90% of mine are how to make money online. I think that's what 90% of the ads I see are, which is weird because it's not like that's something I'm searching online for. But one of these days, I can start Amazon warehouse selling and make millions and millions. I know. I'm running out of coffee. What's up, Benzo? How's it going, brother? A lot of shaky tonight. No, I don't think I've. It's weird. I don't know how they do the ads on. I'll have to actually go look on lives. But I know they used to have the ad just at the beginning, and I didn't mind that too much because that was usually just my loading screen anyway. So I figured, what's the difference between watching an ad or watching my loading screen? But I might have to start looking into it and see why they're putting so many ads. I mean, because I've gotten 3 so far on my phone, so which is too many. T-Rep Adventures, how's it going? Mint Mobile. I will say Ryan Reynolds is one smart cookie. So he buys all these companies or he opens these companies and then he starts promoting them heavily with his own commercials. And then he sells them for 10 times what he bought them for. You know, he just sold out a Mint Mobile and then he sold out a, what was it, Aviation Gin. And I guarantee you now he's got the football club. He'll probably sell that out for double, triple what he put into it. You know. It is. It's fun dirt. This is a lot of it. It is 5 pounds of black sands. Mm-hmm. It's moving good though. So it's funny. It doesn't look like there's much at the bottom, but I guess there is. Another piece of MJ gold. All right. Gotta dump out some of this water. So we still have to pan this out. This is just the cleanup stuff. And this is how much we have left to pan. So we still got a lot to go. What do we start? We started at like say 6:15. So no. Yeah, so this will be 2 hours down. I will say the longer I pan, the pans seem to get heavier and heavier. No worries, Deb. No worries, Deb. Mark. Yeah. Well, there's only 10 spots. Yeah. So I'll put everyone's name down for spot number 1. Then you can all fight over it if I pull that spot. A vast majority of it, it's probably more than half of it is magnetic. So, like, I'll show y'all. So this is what I have left. I've been panning for 2 hours, and where is? And this is all the magnetics I pulled. So, and I didn't do a very good job. So I'm probably gonna have to pan this out again. I probably will tomorrow or something. Pan out the magnetics, or at least reuse the magnet on it again and get all the real stuff out. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I figure if we can be done by 9, I'll be happy. But I shouldn't say anything. I need to knock on wood or something. Well, even videoing, I could take a break if I wanted. I could just have y'all stare at some water for a while. While we would take a nap. No. In fact, I was thinking about it a minute ago. I was like, man, I really want more coffee. Maybe I'll let them stare at some water while I go make a new coffee. But if I go make more coffee, I might be up all night. So gotta love spell check. It never spells like it makes you sound smarter. You know, spell check always just messes up and makes you sound like, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, or a perv or something else, you know. There's something heavy on that one. Might have been a rock. Yeah, I did know that it was going to take a while, so I did bring my water down. So I have some water down here, which is better than coffee. Because this is already my 3rd coffee for the day, so. Well, thanks for lurking. For all the lurkers, thank you for being here and listening in and lurking in. I appreciate it. Ah, you see the MJ Gold peaking? I knew I heard something hit the pan when I poured it in. I'm not saying this is the case, but it's always been my opinion, and the way I've always thought about it is if somebody is selling a claim, there's not enough gold to work on it, or they would do it. I mean, that's not always the case. Obviously, you know, somebody get the claim, plan on working it, and, you know, health reasons they don't. But, you know, I see a lot of these websites that are like, oh, yeah, this claim, this claim, this claim. It's like, nope. If it had that much gold on it or anything, you would be working it. It'd be more profitable to work. But better off out just staking your own. Yeah, well, I do go see my eye doctor tomorrow, so, you know. If he tells me I need glasses, I'm blaming it on MJ. All right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, like, personal, if you know somebody personally, like if you know, it's a couple or something like that, but like all these websites, I mostly was talking about the websites, you know. I even think, what is it? Was it the one I just reviewed, Big Time? I think they sell claims on their website too. And that's one of the ones I've always been wary of those. You see the ones on eBay, it's like, oh, this gold claim here. No, you know what it is? They're just going around finding all the claims they can that are open, that have already been claimed once a long time ago. So all the markers are still there. And they're just listing them without even owning them. And if somebody buys it, then they just go make the claim, then they sell it. And you have to watch out for the people that, say they're buying a claim and ask all kinds of people in the community to invest money into it, for a portion of it. And then they run off and buy a Harley with that money. So you have to worry. There's Refotris here. How's it going, Refotris? Thank you for joining the chat. Always appreciate it. Ooh. Sounds like more than one piece. I can hear. Sounds like a couple pieces of gold rattling around. Yeah, where is Wheezing Geezer tonight? He might have went to bed early. Yeah, I mean, any claims in Alaska, you wouldn't be able to afford. If they were up for sale for any decent price, less than $1 million, there's no gold. Colorado got worked pretty hard. There's smaller areas. You have to find a claim. If you want to buy a claim, you have to find one that's hard to get to. Like when the claim says something like, a lot of them, when I first started this channel, I used to read a lot on claims because I used to always, oh man, I want to buy a claim. Don't know how it'd work with my health problems, but, and I used to look at them a lot. It'd have the ones that are like, oh, it's got easy access, road access. You don't want that claim because then that means it got worked. It got worked hard and a lot. If it's got easy access to it, that means everybody that possibly could was going down there. Claim jumpers were going down there. Everybody. You need to find one where it tells you, you need a 4-wheeler and a prayer to get onto it. Because then that one, nobody's worked on. What's up, Weezin? Thank you for working. That's why I said I thank all my workers as well. Who do you even contact? It depends on, generally they're, you have to just look around. They have a lot of prospecting forums where people post on there. Got a couple more of the pieces of the MJ gold. I thought I heard more than one. Yeah, GPAA or, one of the gold prospecting forums. Stephen Ball. I'll be done. I don't think. Oh, I don't know. It's already 8:30. Oh my. And as I'm gonna say, whoever wins this spot tonight for the hidden comment deserves it. That's what I will say right now. Whoever wins tonight's spot, if they win the big one, I will throw in something extra for that person. Only the number one spot. If they win, just for having put up with a 3-hour, 4-hour show tonight. I know. MJ threw some gold in here. I don't know what's wrong with her. Well, I knew he was going to have some chunky gold because in MJ's short, she does show some gold. But the main thing was wanting to see if there's any natural gold in it. And I've seen a couple little pieces. Oh, well, that's good. A Metallica ad. That's not bad. I would watch that whole ad. Who was it? Dill? I think Dill from Kenai found a really big nugget like 3 or 4 years ago working the old tailing piles, not the tailing from the old dredges, from the old giant dredges in Alaska. Because they would, the way the old dredges were made is they couldn't catch any of the flour gold. And they couldn't catch any gold over, I think, uh, half inch, or maybe it was a 1 inch screen. So you could find some really big nuggets in their tailing piles. And about shaving your nuggets, huh? 907 Pike, Alaska. How's it going? And isn't it something like 90% of all the gold from in the world is in Africa, South Africa? Thought I was reading something the other day about where almost maybe it was a video where all the gold came from, where they were showing where all the precious metals came from. Well, if they don't mark their claim, then it's not claim jumping. That's one of the stipulations about filing a claim is you have to make sure that they are, clearly posted as claims. Yeah, I was watching a documentary the other day about some mountain that was like the number one producer of silver in the world, and now it's pretty much empty. And the company that mined all the silver just gave the mine away. They told everyone who wanted to work, and they're showing all the people that still work in it. And it's just the whole mountain is just riddled with holes, and people die all the time in it from collapses. And they still go in there trying to find, a penny's worth of silver that got left behind. It's crazy. All right, let's dump this. Oh, more chunky chunkies. More chunky gold. And then I think this is going to be, oops, last pan. Yeah. No, most definitely. Moon definitely has gold on it. Why do you think there's a huge race for everyone to get to the moon and stuff now, and Mars and all these other planets? It's not for exploration. Nobody cares about exploration. It's about getting money. I mean, I think it's awesome for the exploration part. Like I would totally go to Mars. But all they're worried about right now is trying to figure out how to survive up there so they can start mining. All right, David. HD. They made a lot of movies about the Earth being hollow. I mean, the moon being hollow. Where all those Germans went. A lot of B movies about what's hiding inside the movie, inside the moon. That's why people that aren't like NASA are so involved in getting to Mars. There would be no reason for a private citizen to want to start a company to go to Mars and set up. Not I'm talking about like building a rocket to go and charge people money to get there, but to actually land there and set up buildings themselves. It's nothing else, but then they could have the claim and say, well, we landed here and we own these 25 miles, and now we're going to be mining it for all the minerals. No, my studio's in the basement, so basements generally stay pretty even. I mean, it will get cold down here, but generally it doesn't bug me too much. I'll wear, like tonight, I'll wear a sweatshirt. I'll put hot water in when I'm panning. But it really only bugs me in the summer when it gets real, real hot in the summer. Sometimes that bugs me, but this year wasn't too bad. Just a pan, just a pan. They give you that weight limit. You're only allowed like, oh, I mean, just to go, like, if you're going to the space station, I don't think you're only allowed like, what is it, like 1 pound, like 1.2 pounds of personal items. I mean, it's not very much. So, you know, definitely a pan. Maybe 2 pans. Mars has got some pretty aggressive soil. It's very dusty. It wears everything down. So probably 2 pans. Mm. Well, I'm just gonna. It's untouched. I'm gonna be like the original, you know, gold rushers. I'm only going for the nuggets. I'm gonna leave all that fine gold for the second people that go up there. you know. Mm. I mean, because that's the one good thing is so like you got to think. So let's say if you're allowed to bring, I'm sure going up to Mars, it'd probably be about the same. If you're only allowed like 1 pound to get there, all you got to do is go up there and make sure like you have a weight limit too. So like I forget what the astronauts weight can weigh. I think it's something like they can weigh anywhere from like 180 to 220. You make sure you're at the total weight. So like you weigh 220 pounds. You bring 1 pound of Paydirt pans with you, or whatever you want. And then when you get up there, you lose as much weight as possible, so that way you can bring 41 pounds of gold back. The only thing you got to hope you don't find though is if there's so much gold and so much stuff there that by the time you get back, gold is in worth $1. I mean, they do have the website seller Uranus Paydirt. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if Mars, if because I know there is some type of treaty that was signed so nobody could claim the moon as land. And I think that's why they're all trying to rush to Mars because I don't think Mars is in that treaty. So anyone that lands on Mars first can start claiming stuff. You know, I know. She put way too little black sands in this. Another couple little pieces of MJ gold in here. But what we're going to start doing, I got to make some text. But this is what we're going to do. This is all the mini stuff. We're going to start panning it back down again, too. There we go. But that'll be pan number one. Here, stare at that pan for a minute. I gotta make some text messages. Send some text to my kids. Ah, there you go, Refotress. Yeah, I mean, I know they were. I knew there was something about who could like claim the land or something like that. But Yeah, it just bubbles. No yellows in the pan. uh, and there actually is a company called Uranus Paydirt. Clash reviewed it. I'm 99% sure it's the same guy that owns all those other companies, or it's one of his buddies, I think. But Blind Frog Ranch? Nope. No, haven't even heard of it, but now I'm gonna go check it out. There's always a blocked list. It'll just be empty. If you don't have a thing that says blocked and a little box that shows you all the non-names in it, then you're in the wrong spot. Oh, easy. All right. I wonder if how much of this is still magnetic. And that's what I asked Joey earlier if he was on a phone, a tablet, or his computer. Because I know all of them are a little bit different. Yeah, it's definitely beach sands. I was from where MJ is around. I'm guessing it's Washington Beach Sands or somewhere around there. I think she said she had a 5-gallon bucket full of this, so she sent some of it to me to tell her if there's any gold in it. I mean, it's not too bad since it's really magnetic, so she could probably get it down to easy 2 pounds just by, taking her time with the magnet. And then that's half your battle right there. All right. All right. Now, probably what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to go back through the magnetic stuff that I pulled out. And I've been dumping the other stuff over here on the side, the magnetics. I'll pull those out. And I'll rework them with the magnet just to make sure there's no gold. And then I'll pan out the stuff that's left behind before I shoot the Wednesday results video. Let's get rid of some of those magnetics. This pan is so heavy. This is what a pan should feel like, full of gold. Wilson commercial. Still so much magnetics. I'm thinking 3/4 this was easily magnetics. Easy. I probably, if I'd have used a magnet before the video, before I started the live show, I could have probably had this down to a pound of material. The sporting goods. I know, I was thinking the same thing as Weezing. Was it the sporting goods or was it the Tom Hanks movie? Wilson. The beginning of that movie is probably one of the best movie beginnings ever. Just the crash. That plane crash was so good. All right, let's work this some. Hawaiian beach sands are a little bit redder, I think, because they typically have a lot more volcanic stuff in it. Hawaiian beach sands are actually closer to Martian soil. Because when I did my alien Paydirt, I tried to mimic Hawaiian soil. Because NASA uses a certain type of soil from Hawaii for their experiments on what it'd be like living on Mars. I know, my phone's... I'm kidding. I'm looking at my phone like, oh no, my battery. But we're almost done. This is it. This is the last of it. Now I just need to spaz out of a big wave come in, wash it all in there, have to start all over. Magnet time. I'm definitely going to have earned my pizza tonight. Half the people watching the show are probably asleep now. I told you, Joey, just make a second account and log into it with a second account and see if it works. Because if it doesn't work, then that means it's not your settings. It has something to do with your device. Where if you make a second account, you use the same device, and you can see Nightbot, then it means it's something about your settings. I know, I'm serious. I'm actually going to probably save this. I mean, because when she told me she was sending me this, I really just wanted the magnetics, because when I do my equipment reviews, typically I just have black sands like this. It's just black sands, but I have to pan it all out to find out how much gold was found and how much was missed. But in the future, what I wanted to do was all the black sands be magnetics. That way, at the end, after I've finished doing an equipment review, I can just run a magnet over the material and pull it all out. And it makes it a lot easier to find out how much gold was caught and how much wasn't. So I'm probably going to go over through this once I dry it up next week or something and find out exactly out of the 4 pounds, 8 ounces, how much was magnetic and how much was just normal black sands. But like I said, I'm guessing probably out of the 4 pounds, 8 ounces, probably 3 pounds was magnetic, if not more. I know it's easy to block somebody because it's just if you click on the little icons next to somebody's name, you can block them so easy. Because I actually had somebody blocked. Somebody messaged me one day saying that they were blocked. And I was like, no, nobody would block you. And I went and looked, and either I did or one of the mods accidentally blocked somebody. So, I mean, because I still go check my block list probably once a month to make sure somebody didn't accidentally get blocked. Yeah, they make it way too easy to block somebody or time somebody out. It really should ask you a second time, like, oh, do you want, so and so to be blocked? Oh, are you sure you want to time out so and so? And make sure if you're not a subscriber to MJ's channel, you go subscribe to her because she's giving us 4 hours of panning, 3 hours of panning. So she just deserves your subscribe button. So go click that button. I'm still gonna be here. All right, I think we're gonna move this to the finishing pan. Now we gotta work it down a little bit more. Hello, Alan and Annette Jackson. You know what sucks is I don't know why they do Black Friday at this time of year. Black Friday should definitely be in like August or September. I mean, they know everybody is broken this time of year. They're just trying to get people to put more stuff on credit cards. Yeah, then it's definitely something in your settings. All right, let's move this over to finishing pan and start seeing some gold. All right. It's awesome, Justin. How's the trainee going? Yeah, Cyber Monday. Yeah, it'll show you if you have blocked or if you have zero blocked. That's what you'll know where you can see the block. There won't just be a list to say these people are blocked. It'll say here's a list of all blocked people, and it'll either be empty or it'll have names in it. I know this is seriously long one, Jeremy. And I didn't even think it would go this long. I was thinking when I first started, I was like, oh, even using a magnet, I was thinking I'd be done by 8:30, and not be rushing as much. But I'm definitely panning heavier than I normally would for Black Sands. But luckily it's moving really good. But I can see like now the gold's not wanting to sink as much as I want it to. Because like I can see a piece of gold on top here and there's a piece of gold on top here. But as I said, whoever wins the number one spot this week for the giveaway, if you win the big one in 10 weeks from now when I do the final giveaway, I will throw in something extra just for having, because next week they only have to put up with like an hour and a half show. Some weeks on like the Patreon shows, it's only an hour. So this one, you earned your spot. So whoever wins this spot will definitely, if they win the big one, will get something extra. Yeah, I haven't looked on my phone in a while. They always mess with stuff. I don't know why companies do that. It's like Patreon. Who was Wrench was complaining to me about Patreon. Patreon is just so horrible. I mean, it's what happens is these companies, they hire these engineers. You hire all these people to work on your website, and you tell them, so like once you become $1 million company, you say, okay, let's employ these 20 people to build something. You make a plan. You say, let's build Patreon. You build the site, and it starts making mad amounts of money. And you say, okay, we're doing good. But then the site is built, and you don't want to fire all of your engineers, because if you fire them and something breaks, then they won't have anyone to fix it. So instead of just telling them, hey, sit around and do nothing, and we'll pay you in case of emergency, they tell them, find something to do. And what they do is they just keep messing with the site. It's just horrible. I mean, Patreon I think Patreon's only been around, 3 years now? They've had, I think, a dozen new logos. They just came out with a new horrendous, ugly-looking logo. I mean, it's like, why? It's because they have somebody on the payroll, and they figure, oh, I've got to tell, so-and-so is our graphic designer. We need to keep her busy. And they tell her, oh, just come up with a new, logo in 3 months. It's just ridiculous. Let the person just sit around and do nothing, Or ask people what they want. Like, it's funny. Every once in a while, Patreon will post this thing where they ask everyone's opinion, like, what do you want to change about Patreon? And I have sent the same thing every single time. I tell them, ask people for their birthdays. You ask them for their name, you ask them for their address, and you ask them for their credit card. Why won't you ask them for their birthday? Because the whole thing about Patreon is it's supposed to be, interaction between your fans and yourself, and your fans are essentially loyal fans who are subscribing to you by paying a little bit of money. Well, if I knew everyone's birthday, on that birthday, I could, make a post about happy birthday to them. I could say, like, here's a bonus for you or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But nope, they're instead of doing something smart like that, they will change the logo or change how everything moves around. Like when they first came out with their app, the Patreon app, if you were a creator like me, I couldn't even see any of my Patreon members. There was no list. It had a list for messages. It had a list for payouts. It had a list for my analytics. It had a list to post new posts, but there was nothing for who my Patreon members were. It's like, that's 99% of what Patreon is who are my supporters. And there was nothing on the app about it. And it's just craziness. And YouTube's the same way. YouTube's always changing stuff that they don't need to do. Then they have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars reverting back to the old way once it fails. Oh, I was going to mention that earlier, HD. It sucks so bad because, like, I'm looking on my phone and every time, like right now, A3 Sky Warrior posts and all it says is way too easy, blank, identity theft, because there's a stupid heart there. It drives me crazy. I have to look at my computer more often to see what somebody says because that stupid heart that nobody uses. That's awesome. Thank you very much, 403 Prospector. I appreciate all my subscribers, all my Patreon members. You all are the lifeblood of this channel. And keep it going. And thank you for joining the live show as well, 403. Look how tiny that little pile of dirt is. So. Oh my gosh, this stupid heart. Fortress. I appreciate any tier anyone is, I appreciate. Well, it's almost nothing but gold. We're almost done. I will say it's moving really good, which is good. Sometimes you get, sometimes there's just those days where nothing wants to move, as hard as you backwash or do anything else, the gold just wants to do what it wants to do. The dirt wants to do what it wants to do. Tonight it's moving pretty good, so I'm not going to complain. The black poison is a pretty nasty bag. That one's pretty bad. No, that's weird. This would definitely be a 10. Just because, one, there was so much of it. So, like, when I do my difficulty scale, I have a couple things. One of these days, I'll have to post a video on how I rate my difficulty. But one of the criteria I do is what percentage of the material is black sands, because blondes are so much easier to pan out. So if you have a bag of Paydirt and it's, 99% blondes. And it's going to be much easier than a bag like this one that's 99% black sands. So one of my criteria is what percentage is black sands, and since the majority of this is black sands, it'd be the highest. Then one criteria I have is if it's over 3 pounds, because even easy Paydirt, like, the golden Paydirt, even their material, once you get 3 pounds of it, it makes it more difficult because there's more chances that you'll miss something the more more dirt you're going through. So this one is definitely high on the scale. It's got super fine gold. It's a lot of material, and it's all black sand. So oh, that's awesome, HD, that you got it in. That's awesome. I know I had a package that I've been waiting on for like 2 weeks, and it kept moving. Evansville Hub. It would say arrived at Evansville Hub, left Evansville Hub, and the next day it'd say arrived Evansville Hub, left Evansville Hub, and it did that for like 5 days. And this morning it had a big alert on it, and it said forwarding alert, and I was like, oh Lord, where's it going? But they forwarded it to my address. I'm like, what the junk? That's where it's supposed to go. That's not called forwarding. That's called putting it where it goes. But it did show up. Y'all hear my cat? He's getting tired of this show too. He's going crazy. He's going crazy tonight. Oh, Temu. I love the Temu commercials. You want a brand new 55-inch TV? Only 12 cents. You know it's good quality too. All right, Wrench. You only got like 5 more minutes. Not even that, but if you can't hang, you can't hang. There we go. All done. All cleaned up. That's all the gold. This is all the gold that MJ added is here. And there's probably a dozen, maybe some more hidden underneath the MJ gold. But there's probably about a dozen tiny, tiny pieces of natural gold. So I don't know. 4 pounds, 12 pieces of gold. That means a 5-gallon bucket full is might budge the scale. She got all the gold out. But all right, now it's ugly mug time. And we're gonna do a giveaway, and then I'm gonna go eat. I don't know what my cat's going crazy about. All right, where is my controls? Little pile of gold. We'll put this down in the corner. Ugh, that was a lot of work. Put them 12 little pieces of gold. Plus the MJ gold. So it was fun though. I enjoyed that. Gummies are kicking in. Well, all right. Y'all got about 2 more minutes. If you haven't already, make sure, I'm sure one of my mods will post the link. My hands hurt too bad for me to. Arthritis kicking in on my hand. We're going to pull a name, and this is just name number 1 out of 10 for the 1 gram Miller prospecting bag. It's only 1 pizza, but it's almost the full pizza because my daughter wanted cheese pizza, so I ordered a cheese pizza for my daughter. Well, it's half cheese, half Italian sausage, I think, or half the pizza. But she only had 1 slice, and I didn't have any of the other ones, so. Well, there was a little bit in there. So, I mean, like I said, if you use a magnet and just take out all the magnetics, you're probably left with, a pound of material, a couple pounds. It'd be much easier to pan out, get that little bit of gold. Or at least, or what you do is take out all the magnetics and just use that dirt for when you're going to make Paydirt. If you're ever going to make Paydirt, you just use that. And there's at least a little bit of fine gold in there to give to people. So, but all right, let me go make sure everything, comments are going through and all that. Let's see. All right, they have all gone through, so that's good. I don't know. That's so weird, Joey. I mean, it's got to be something. If it's working on your other account, but not this one, then it's got to be something with the account. I mean, there would be no other reason. It can't be, your device or something like that. Because, like, if I use my Fire tablets don't allow live chat. So even if I log into YouTube on my Fire tablet, it won't show live chat. It'll say that there's no live chat going on. So definitely weird. That's why you just got to use your other account. And Charles King is still here. First one here. Might be the last one. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, it took way longer than I thought, and I still had to cheat. But tomorrow we'll do a results video. I'm not going to weigh up the gold that she sent me because I can tell the difference between what she sent me and what didn't. But I will take some pictures of it and show you, and I will go back through the stuff I used a magnet to pull out and remagnet it, make sure I didn't miss any gold or pick up any gold accidentally. But just show you some pictures to show you how much fine gold was in 4.5 pounds of this black sands. So you'll be able to count them. I'll try to take a good enough picture where you can count how many pieces of gold were in there. I do have a video coming out Saturday, and then next Tuesday we'll be panning something out. But now, let's get rid of that pile of gold there. And thank you again, MJ, so much for that. I really appreciate that. Way too kind of you, as always. Way too kind. Wrenches and Donna for donating tonight. Thank you very much for that. Way too kind. And everyone who put up with watching my... luckily, you didn't have to watch my ugly mug for 3.5 hours. That might have been a break. It's just watching me pan for 3 hours. What? Are you hungry? Huh? You want treats or something? He's had to put up with me in here for 3 hours too. So, all right, let's get rid of the panning cam. And we're going to shrink down everything and give away. Let me go get the link real quick. Top chat sometimes hides. Well, definitely good luck with that T-Rap. You definitely have to keep us up to speed once you can go check it out. I'd go out there even snowed in, bring a, bring a whole bunch of pots and water and start a bonfire right on the edge of the beach, melt everything down, dig some, like the old timers used to do. They didn't let the snow slow them down. They would just start a big old bonfire on the ground, let the logs heat up the ground enough, thaw it out. But all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. There we go. Now, last review, in case you missed it, big time gold hunt, 100% ROI, but I would be very wary about buying it. I need to update the pinned comment because the batch that I bought from, they sold out. And from what I've heard from the second batch, the results were much lower, and now he's on his third or fourth batch of selling. So, I don't know. I think a lot of sellers now are kind of like making their things loaded. All right, here we go. Anything goes, include replies. 60 comments. And again, this is for spot number 1. You're not actually winning anything tonight except for the spot in a future giveaway. We're going to do 10 spots. As always, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with this. This is 100% sponsored by me and myself. And once you get those 10 spots, we'll pull a name and someone will win a 1 gram bag of Paydirt from Miller Prospecting. So, and if you are the winner, if your name is pulled and you end up winning the big one later on, I will throw in something extra for having put up with such a long show. Jake Peacock. And as always, you must post something in the live chat before the end of the show or you lose your spot. And then next week we will pull 2 names. So Jake Peacock, congratulations. Have a great holiday, everyone. And hopefully you're here in chat still. What? Jake Peacock. Well, let's go back to full ugly mode and wait for Jake to post. R&R Currency and Collectibles. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate that. No. But that is one good thing about this new system. If we don't have a winner, something's not getting sat back on the shelf. Next week, we can just give away 2 spots. So, and while we're waiting, I hope everyone has, since I won't see anybody until Saturday, I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, eats too much, all the normal stuff, puts up with their crazy drunk uncle. And thanks to everyone for watching a long 3.5 hour show. I appreciate it. No, hold on a second. I got a text. Hold on. Give me 1 second while we wait. See if he is. Yeah, he might be lurking or something. So we're going to give him a few extra minutes. Here, let me see. All right, let's see. He posted. There we go. Jake Peacock. Congratulations. Now you only have to wait until show number 142 to find out if you're a winner. But I'm going to have you, just because it didn't occur to me before, but email me. I know that's one. I need to add that one, HD. Email me at Dylan@Miller Prospecting so I can have, and send me your address. So if you do win in the future, because you don't need to be at the final show, if you win, I can contact you and tell you won. You don't have to send me your address. Just email me and tell me you won tonight. At Dylan@Miller Prospecting. So that way I can put you in my system, and that way if in 10 weeks from now you win, I can contact you and let you know that you won. So all right, Mike Wolf, I appreciate it. I'm going to be here for a few more minutes, so I'm waiting on for someone. Yeah, they told me to wait until they get into chat, so waiting for them to get into chat. So, but again, I will have a video up Saturday. 99% sure I've started shooting it. So, but we're going to be, so Saturday we'll have a video, and next Tuesday we're going to be panning out much easier Paydirt. Next Tuesday is going to be much easier Paydirt, so we're going to have a much shorter show next Tuesday. But well, all right, I appreciate that, Jake. I appreciate people that come and watch the show every single week. So, but just in case you miss it, because you never know, it's always better to email me. So I just have you on my file, and I know who to email, because last time when I did it, I was like, oh, whoa, what if it's these people I don't know, you know? But I am going to get out of here. I seriously appreciate everyone putting up with this very long show. Thank you, Donna, Wrench. Thank you very much for those. I appreciate it. Thank you, MJ. And again, if you haven't subscribed to OnlyPans channel, just look up OnlyPans MJ. Go subscribe to her channel. So it was awesome of her to send me all that black sand to go through. And I appreciate everyone that sends me something or subscribes to me or watches anything. And tomorrow I will show the results of this. I'm just going to take pictures, no weight or anything, because it was a gift. But I'll show some pictures and show you exactly how much tiny gold I found out of 4 pounds of material. But I'm going to go eat some pizza. Thanks everyone for watching. Happy panning.